Hello and welcome to Reviews. As you can hear, my voice is still not quite back yet. I'm at the point now where I'm coughing all the stuff up out of my lungs. And I was going to do this book last night, but I was having so many coughing fits. And um, in fact, I can feel some more tonight going on right now. And I'm going to try not to cough and sound like diversity in comics and cough cough, but made myself laugh and started coughing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm, and here comes Butters. You see, the problem is I take a lot of pictures of my cat because I'm one of those type of people, and so whenever she sees my camera out and the light, she thinks, this is my theory, she thinks I'm going to take a picture of her. So that's why she's been pretty much every video doing this. But um, anyway, I was going to say Boombox. I'm starting to like their books. I've had a really good track record with them lately. Let me just flip to the back real quick before we dive into the book because I'm going to try and make this a short video. I know I say that every single time, but my voice just is not going to hold out very long. But yeah, let me just flip back over because I picked up last week Wizard Beach #1 with the intention of reviewing it, and then I ended up getting really sick. So I am going to come back to that. Maybe I'll try and work it in tomorrow. And all my comics come with cat hair and cat stain on them. Seriously? Hey, come on. Come on, Butters. I know you're staying on the cover, but I want to talk about it because this cover, it's not as good as the Nick Fury Ages of S.H.I.E.L.D. cover, the first issue. Um, that Steranko style. In this cover, with all the purple and the red here and the yellow for the blonde, this cover shouldn't work. This cover should be garish, but it does the border around the edge with the hair flowing off. But it works for me, especially with Corsair in her black and gray cat suit thief outfit. It works for me. I don't know why. It's eye catching, and it should be garish, but it's not. So I'm going to try and push Butters over. Come on, choose no. Cats will stand on whatever you want them to read, and she's not exactly a skinny girl, as you probably tell. Anyway, let's just pop into the issue here. As seriously, this issue is not bad, Butters. You do not have to stop me from reading it. This is not. Oh God, what's something bad I've read? I was going to say Zoe Quinn's book, Goddess Mode, but I like Dot Hack, so I like that book. Well, it wasn't bad. Anyway, the book starts off in 1969 at like a party for the elites here, as you can tell by the house. And there's some laughter going on. Corsair has been telling a story. What a fascinating story. Sorry, but what did you say your name was, miss? And of course she answers, Mia. Corsair. Mia Corsair. And the socialite is, oh, Albert, she's wonderful. She should join us upstairs to see the jewels. That's a nice offer, but I don't think... You must. It's so much fun when Albert lets us try them on. They've been in his family for centuries, from when they used to be dukes and duchesses. Sadly, I'm not one of those girls that's into sparkly things. As I push my cat out of the way. And the socialite says, how sad. You would have looked so lovely in one of those tiaras. Sorry, yeah, tiaras really aren't my thing. Would you excuse me while I step away to the powder room? We see her walking through the nice halls to the bathroom. She is opening up a window, and pages are... The quality of paper here is... I like the paper they use. She slips out of her dress, or lets her dress fall down. And of course, she's in her ultra tight, sexy cat spy suit. And so the socialite starts knocking on the door. Mia, dear, we're walking up now. Come, let's walk up. Walk up, Mia. And jumps to 1999 as Brenda is kicking her with her foot. Wake up, Mia, wake up. Huh? What's going on? What's going on? You've been out cold for like half a day, and I have to be at work in 10 minutes. Hurry up so we can rock the trawl. I hate the bus. And so now they're suddenly out on the road, and uh, Mia, Mia Casera's jumping on the trolley, and Brenda's, Mia says we can still catch it. She gets on, tries to get give Brenda a hand, and Brenda says athletics are stupid. This is the nice thing about this in the current day and age. We do have a heavyset girl who has trouble running up and catching the trolley. That's something you don't see. I don't think that's really politically correct now to say, but when Coursera helps her up, ha, yes, go team. And Coursera just says, no, just no. A little bit of anachronism there. I don't think that was really popular in the 60s, something she would say that's more modern. So Brenda, of course, gets on her laptop, and a short while later, I'll come back to the laptop. And of course, Sarah's just watching the world, looking at, basically how much things have changed and how she remembers how the street looked. And, just asks herself, how did I get here? In my best David Byrne voice. Can you try not to draw so much attention? Why do you think they're looking at me? Gee, I have no idea, super cool time traveler lady in a cat suit. This is 1999. The Matrix came out in 99. If anything, people would be thinking that she's into Matrix cosplay or whatever. And, goth was a real big thing in the 90s. On a college campus, I don't think she'd really be sticking out that much. I just noticed, 69. So Brenda tells Coursera to stay there because she has to set up the AV stuff for the science building dedication. And Coursera tries to argue, no, we're going to find that infernal machine, and you're going to zap me back to 1969. But that infernal machine ain't going nowhere. Here. So Brenda hands Coursera a bunch of magazines to read while she waits. If you're only in 1999 for a hot minute, you might as well get to know it. I'll be right across the quad. I'll be back in 2 hours. Just be cool. So, turn the page here. Brenda is setting up the equipment for the dedication, and Ospina, her name, of course, is Brenda Ospina, but I don't think they referred to her as Brenda in this issue. They only did it in the previous issue. Ooh, that looked like it hurt. Don't bone this presentation, at least not like you did with the server room sweep yesterday. You heard me. Some dudes showed up looking aggro about the mess you made. What dudes? I don't know. From the board of trustees or something. Why? You got something to hide? And we cut back to Corsair. What's a riot girl? And who's a Winona Ryder? Testing 1, 2, and she hears Brenda test out the mic. As she looks up, she sees this poster of a person that's going to be appearing. And then she has a little traumatic, almost PTSD flashback. She hears someone laughing. She remembers, taking her ill-gotten gains to her fence. And her fence says, not bad, but not even close to the Iceman. And, the laughing is just haunting her until she's in a building. And, one more score. Just one more. And then the net of Indra is all mine. Again, she's hearing the laughter. She turns around, and, of course, the face on the poster is the face that, she's remembering. She falls down to a trap. No, stop. What are you doing? And, of course, Brenda, you do this a little bit, kind of like the dream sequence earlier. What are you doing? You're being definitely not cool. It's him, the one who did this to me. Huh? The guy who paid for the new science building? Yes. Okay, hold up. What are you talking about? And so Corsair starts talking about how she was finishing up a job. She went to her fence, basically telling the story of the little flashback she was having. The Iceman, you ever heard of him? Supposedly the Iceman had more ice than Antwerp, so I staked out his place. The security in his place was far out, like nothing I'd ever seen. But once I got in, it wasn't what I expected. It was more like a laboratory. That's when I heard the laughter. And and that's the last thing I remember. Editorial missed something there. This is the kind of thing that's gotten really bad in Marvel Comics, and Boombox is a smaller company. I should let it go, but if you're going to publish, come on, you can't do this. You gotta proofread, guys. And that's the last thing I remember. It's a dramatic scene, and this took me way out of it. So, and that's the last thing I remember until I met you. And then you think the weird elf-looking OG on the posters is the Iceman? Are you sure? Mad sure. Did you just say mad sure? Did I say it wrong? It popped up often enough in your magazines. I was trying to hip myself to your lingo. So, Brenda's telling, Coach Sarah is saying, aren't you paying attention to anything I'm telling you? We're going to get to that machine. You're going to send me back now. And, these pages, it's just my fingers are kind of sticking here. There's a joke in there to be made. No promises I can even get this thing to work again. And, you had it all planned. It's gone. How could it be gone? So yeah, the machine that she arrived in is gone. And, I'm mad sure. Perfect. And so, Serge says some guys were in here after we left it yesterday. And actually find this thing might not be worth the effort. Dr. Carcine Fries, pioneering cryostasis. Iceman. Get it? Iceman. One little problem I had here, I shouldn't say problem, but, cryostasis, has been a thing actually for decades, even before the 90s. They've been freezing things. There are people who are frozen, and of course, that's not including, embryos and what have you. Since Brenda saw Corsair come out of a machine like that, her first thought should have been cryostasis, not time travel. In fact, Futurama even came out in 1999, which was about, Fry is frozen, goes into the future. Just a minor, I don't even want to say nitpick, but I just thought it was interesting that wasn't her first thought. So, Corsair says, meaning what? Meaning you didn't travel through time. You were frozen in it. And, so they go outside. So you're saying, so there's no going back? I'm just stuck here? I guess when you put it like that. All that work, a year of planning, all those little scores, the bankroll, the big one, and it's all gone. All gone. And so, during the presentation, she's starting to have her little crisis. How could you know how I feel? People are looking at her. And Brenda says how she wanted to go to MIT. She was accepted, but she couldn't afford it. While rich guys who were, not as good as her, went in her place. And I'm going to stop it here because, basically it's Brenda decide, no, we're going to steal the net of interest. And because it's going on tour. And there's one little thing that bothers the IT guy in me is that she's sitting there with her laptop in the middle of this, open area, and she's pulling up web pages, showing that the net of interest is on tour. But in 1999 is when the 802.11 B standard was ratified. And 802.11 had been around for a couple years, but it wasn't that good. I don't think it really even got any mainstream consumer application because it was too slow. In fact, I know a lot of places infrared was still more popular than that at that time. And so yeah, 1999, for her to have a laptop without a huge a PCMCIA card sticking out of it, to even pick up a Wi-Fi signal, and you're telling me a community college had already had the money invested to have 802.11b access point, transceivers already installed. Okay, that's a geek of me. That's really kind of bothered by that, but I can't expect the writer to really dig into those nuances. Besides, they really limit her to always having to plug into an Ethernet jack. But that could also be a good story-wise limit. But anyway, finds out that it's her arch nemesis. Yeah, I'm giving away the thing. But anyway, I'm still enjoying this book. I want to see more of the. She's only, Corsera's only 30 years into the future. Into her future. So she's probably what, guesstimate around 25, maybe 30 at most. So she would still be, by the time 99 rolls around, she would be 55, 60 years old. There's still a chance that obviously she does see people she knows who don't, her arch enemy does not look to be as old as he should be. So what's going on there? But the point I bring about her age is, for someone who's tried, as a thief, as a cat burglar, I guess you could say, who tries to keep a low profile. She fell off the grid for 30 years. She just disappeared. Was she declared dead? Could she pick up her old identity? And if so, how? These are little things I know they won't be addressed, but it's kind of fascinating to me. And so yeah, we have Brenda, who is all pushing to continue the heist. She wants to be something better than herself. Something bigger. She wants to be a big name. There's a lot we can do with this, and we're seeing little bits of that. The first issue, I thought that if there was any ding to it, I would say that the characters were a little on the one-dimensional side, but we're starting to see them fleshed out a little bit more, and I have hopes for this book. I'm enjoying this book. This issue had a few, I know it's more of a caricature style, but there were a few parts that just didn't look really good. I mean, some parts looked good, like, the scene where she's being trapped in there, and then you got this up here, which looks like some Dragon Ball Z deviant art. But even with this limited style, when she wakes up from her dream, even in this caricature style, she has a little bit of bedhead there. She looks like someone who's been asleep for half a day and is confused. And I like that, with a limited style like that, as you say. And they still were able to do that. But yeah, the art, I thought, wasn't as sharp as in the first issue. But it's still, it's mostly minor. It's not as bad as some other books we've seen. It still fits the style. And yeah, here it is, 19 minutes. I was going to do this short, and I'm really trying to hold back a cough. But yeah, this book, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to pick up the next issue. This caught me by surprise. It was caught my eye. Someone else said it was pretty good. I thought I'd check it out, and yeah, it's it may not seem like there's a lot of action in the book, but it's ramping up, and we're starting to see more people from her past, and there's a lot we could go with this. Now, why is it set in 1999? I'm not sure. If from a narrative standpoint, why that time frame was chosen, or maybe it just fit really well with 1969 to 1999. But kind of an interesting take on the Austin Powers thing. So, but anyway, I give this a recommend. I'm going 1 o'clock. I really enjoyed this book. It may not seem like it because, like I said, I can't really talk. Yeah, there was that editorial slip, but I'm enjoying it. And yeah, I'm going to pick up the next issue. So 20 minutes. Wow, look at that. Anyway, thanks for watching. As you hear, my voice is starting to go. And I'm going to go drink something. And yeah, I'm going to call it a night. And I will be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. Because I want to take a look at Empty Man #2. And maybe I'll even try and do a twofer tomorrow, because I do want to get to this Wizard Beach. I do have some things to say about that. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.